And I'm going to put in the chat here some links. Okay. Ah, Vicki, thank you so much again. I think you're muted.
No, I just unmuted.
Perfect.
Those buttons for me.
I think we're frozen. Hold on.
Yeah, my internet's kind of going crazy. So
Perfect. I think you're back. So I just want to thank you again for doing this session. I'm really excited about this. It's something I'm really interested in. I know this was geared for children and families, but I love sprouts, and so this is going to be a fun session. I just want to introduce you, Vicki Cook. She's the owner, one of the owners of 4C's Ag Service LLC, and she's married to Chris, who is a veteran with the U.S. Navy, and together they have 2 children. Collectively, they are the 4C's of 4C Ag Service LLC. Vicki graduated from Tarleton State University with a degree in animal production. She has her alternative teacher certificate in agricultural and elementary education. She recently retired from her off the farm job and after teaching at Jones Elementary School for 15 years. While pursuing her farming career, Vicki continues to host farm camps for students, and these camps start in June. They are for ages 4 to 12, and then she has adult workshops, and she does farm-themed birthday parties, and her kitchen is a certified farm kitchen. Vicki and her husband have an on-farm store and greenhouse where they sell fresh beef, pork, poultry, eggs, garden plants, succulents, and greenhouse gifts. Please follow her on Facebook. I put the link to her page in the comments, and she's one of our curbside vendors. She's taking pre-orders right now and is going to be part of the curbside event on May 23rd. Vicki, we're glad to have you.
okay, it froze again. Going now?
Yes, you're going now.
It was frozen there for a minute, and I wasn't sure if I was frozen too. But in the comments, Sandra's put down an email address. So if you have any questions after the fact, you can email me, and I'm going to show you some papers that have some instructions, but don't feel like you have to take notes because I have those in a PDF saved in my computer, and I can send you those as well. So you'll have all the information that you need. And my website has some information as well. But I started growing sprouts in the classroom. The kids loved it. So I grew alfalfa sprouts in a sprouting container, and then we actually cleaned them up and let the cafeteria workers do their thing to them, and then they put them on the salad bar. And the kids absolutely loved it. They said if they grew it, they were going to eat it, and they had a really good time. So now that I did the farm camp, I've incorporated the sprout growing into my farm camp lessons. And I'm going to show you here, you can buy a handy dandy seed sprouting thing off the internet. This was one that came from Amazon. And the one I'm going to use is one that's a homemade setup. And I'm going to show you how to make one. And then that's going to be what my curbside product is that you can actually purchase and take home. And then you get the free instructions. So if you want to make more, you've got 6 kids and you each, one of them need their own jar. Well, that way you don't have to fight over whose jar is whose. You can make everybody make one. But this one is designed to catch the water in the bottom. And anytime you're sprouting seeds, save that water and pour it on a plant because it's got some good nutrients off the shell of the seeds to help with the plant. But it's just layered. So I'm trying to get it up so you can see. I probably need to have it on me, or the stuff instead of me so much. But anyway, it's layered and has some ribs and a little hole. So when you put your seeds in here and then you stack it and you leave it on the counter and you add your water to sprout your seeds, it drips and runs down into the bottom. And then you can take the bottom one and dump it out. So I don't really know. I've had this one for quite some time. I don't know how much they are, but you can Google as well as I can and look and see how much they are. The ones that we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you how to make, are just ones with a real deal mason jar and how to make the top that goes on it. And you can use a quart jar. Some of the jars you may not find won't have the wide mouth lids. They'll have the smaller lids, but they're okay. You may just have to get you some tongs or something to help get your sprouts out, but they'll work perfectly too. And this is a little bit, I think this is a half-gallon size jar, so you could use that as well. And we're going to talk about some of the things first before we talk about the jars. We're going to talk about some of the seeds you can sprout, and this is one of the handouts that you'll have in your packet if you request it. And like it tells you that you can do cabbage seeds, corn seeds, fenugreek. Alfalfa is one that I prefer, and you can sprout it in a jar or a tray, and you only need 2.5 tablespoons of seeds. So they go quite a long ways, and it gives you the soaking time, gives you the temperature kind of to keep it at, how many times a day to rinse it, and then how long before germination or before you see sprouts. And if you start your seeds on Monday, you should have sprouts that you can eat by the weekend. And so that's for alfalfa. If you do something like radishes, which are in a blend, you can get radish seeds and soak them, and they'll sprout in like 3 days. So these are excellent for little kids because their patience is the patience of a goldfish, and they're in a hurry. They want something now. And so radish seeds are very good to do when you're working with children. But I have different seeds that I ordered. I think these came from Amazon too. I'm not an affiliate with Amazon, so I'm not getting any cutback from those guys. But this is a mixture of seeds. This is called Broccoli and Friends, and it has like alfalfa, mung bean, fenugreek, radish, chickpeas, and it's a little bit, and broccoli seed, and it's a little bit tangier. The fenugreek has a unique flavor, and then of course the radishes have a unique flavor in them as well. And then I have sunflower seeds that you can sprout, and these take a little bit longer, but they're still really good. And this is kind of like the mini version of microgreens. They're not quite a microgreen yet, they're a sprout. And so they're jam-packed full of all the nutrients and vitamins that you need that's good for your body. And then I have the alfalfa sprouts, and my bag broke, so it's just in a regular Ziploc bag. But when you pre-order, you can have a choice and let me know if you want just the alfalfa sprouts, if you want to try the broccoli and friends, or you want to try the sunflower seed sprouts. I can have that prepared for you, and they'll come in little bags. But I couldn't find my little bags either, so you'll have a little bag inside your jar with the right amount for whatever you're ordering, and then you'll get the instructions emailed so you can follow along again. But the things that you need, you can pick up at any craft store. You can order online. I ordered some just recently to have extra, but this is the little plastic canvas stuff that my grandmother used to make tissue boxes out of, and she would make crosses and run the little yarn through the little squares and put together. But this is a whole entire sheet of the plastic canvas. And what you would do would be take your ring from your jar, and you can see this one's already been cut, like you would want to put it together like you were rolling out cookie dough or biscuits, and try to fit as much in as possible so as not to waste your canvas. but you would put your ring on there, but you would lay it on there upside down, and then I'm going to see if I can turn this down now so you can see, but you would take a marker and trace the inside of your ring and trace and trace and trace till you have a good circle. And then on your circle, you have your pattern now. I forgot that I'm not a weatherman and I've got to go backwards. You cut your circle out and then it should fit just right inside your ring. And so I have one already cut out and done for you. And if it's a little bit big, you just trim it and trim it to make it fit. But you're going to have your little circle of your plastic canvas, and it's okay if it's still got some of the color on there. But it just pops right inside your ring like this and stays in there. You don't have to worry about it. And then you have it and it still screws on and it fits on your jar just perfect. So when you're doing sprouts, it may tell you, like alfalfa, it says to soak the seeds for 8 hours. So when you're first starting out, you're going to put your seeds in here. You're going to put some water in it, and then you're going to swish, 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 and swish the seeds all around in the water. And then you can turn it up and dump it out. If you want to collect that water for putting in another plant, you can, or you can just let it run down the drain, go off and leave it, but don't forget it, come back, and then tilt it up, add some water again, swish it, and then drain it back out. But it says the first time you get them wet for alfalfa, it says just let them soak 8 hours. If you're doing cabbage seeds, it says 10 hours. So if you want garbanzo beans, they need to soak a long time too. So follow your seed sprouting instructions and it will let you know how long you need to soak them. But then 2 times, 3 times, it depends on the seed, tells you how many times a day you need to remember to put water in here and do it. But with the alfalfa sprouts, I just did those twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. Put water in here, switch it around, let it drain, and then tilt it back up. Leave it in a bright place, but not the direct sunlight. And then in a few days, you should start seeing little sprouts. And just keep rinsing them and draining them. And then when they're done and you think they're as sprouted as they're going to get and how you want them to look, like within a week's time for the alfalfa, you can take them out, rinse them really, really well, and then you can store them in a bag in the refrigerator. And one thing I do is I wet a paper towel and I stick inside the bag with the sprouts, and that kind of helps to keep them crispy. But when you do fresh sprouts at home, they will last a lot longer than the sprouts you buy at the store. It's amazing how much longer they'll last. Just try to remember you might want to rinse them ever so often, maybe once a week if you keep them in the fridge, just to keep them fresh and going, and you'll have that. And so the directions that I have are going to be step by step, and it tells you like to choose the jar that you want, and then to rinse the seeds, soak the seeds. It goes through the step-by-step instructions, and then it talks about draining the seeds, and then rinse and repeat, just kind of like you do with shampoo. Rinse, repeat, and then your final. And then it gives you some ideas on using sprouts. It says that sprout grains, that you can use them and rehydrate them and grind them into flour. So I've not tried that yet, but that may be something I do. You can also use your sprouts if you're into juicing and want to grow your sprouts and throw them into some juicing mix. Sprouting legumes, and just until the little tail appears on legumes, and that's the best time to do that. And it talks about you can transfer these seeds once they get sprouted. You can transfer these seeds into a tray and grow them longer, and then you end up having a bigger sprout, which is then called a microgreen. And so you might want to, venture out and keep them a little bit longer and see what happens, and practice growing your microgreens. then on the back, it shows you a few pictures. And then on the PDFs that I have some links that go with this and show you what to do. And then of course the seed sprouting chart that has the table of the different things front and back, and it's got a link there where you can go on and look. Don't be afraid to go on Pinterest and find things that you might want to try, because that's actually where I found all of the instructions and stuff to do this with. And if you do have animals, you can take the big clear plastic storage tubs that they're the size that slide under your bed. And I've got instructions for that, and I'm happy to help anybody that's interested. I grew what they call, it's sprouts for people, but it's called fodder if you're feeding it to your animals. And so I have actually grown fodder or wheat, alfalfa, or rice sprouts in these big containers, and it made like a big mat of grass. And I would feed that to my chickens in the wintertime when there wasn't green stuff available for them to eat. And they loved it. And so there's a way to take those containers and stack them kind of similar to these stackable containers. You take those. And then I had a friend that wanted to try it, but she didn't want that big of a setup. So she used the clear shoebox storage containers and made a smaller setup because she didn't have as many chickens and still wanted to grow some greens. So that's something you can do too, is grow. And if you wanted to get big into it, I know some people that have grown fodder for their like big livestock, for like cows and horses. And so that's another option for growing. And so you can use the wide mouth jars. You can use the smaller mouth jars. If you want to do a gallon jar, if you have an old glass pickle jar, glass jars are hard to come by. And I also have a cellar full of canning jars. And I have extra available if somebody wants to buy a jar so they don't have to buy a whole case or of some jars. But this is going to be my curbside item, is the jar with the plastic for it already made up with your samples of sprouts, and then I'll email you all of the instructions, and they'll just be $10 for all of the stuff that you see and whatever sprout that you decide to use. I'll have those for you as well. And then I also brought in my silent auction items to show you guys too. I'm going to do a pot of aloe vera that you can have. There's a lot of good medicinal purposes you can use aloe vera for. And some people, I've read that you can even throw some of this stuff in a smoothie, and you have some aloe vera juice in your smoothie, so you can do that as well. So I'll have an aloe vera for the silent auction. And this one is what I have termed as the little brown jug, but I do succulents in the greenhouse, and so I have a little brown jug full of succulents that is going to be available for the silent auction. So if you guys have any questions, I would be happy to answer questions. And if you want to ask about the farm store or farm camp, and I had intended, I had intended to actually grow some sprouts and have the sprouts for you to see growing in the jar. But when Sandra says that I just recently retired, it was like last Tuesday. So I'm still in shock. I haven't quite made the connection that I'm retired and a full-time farmer.
I have a question.
Okay, I see it. What seeds are available in the sprouting kit? I have the broccoli and friends, which has the fenugreek, radishes, broccoli, mung bean, and I have the sunflower seeds, that are for sprouting. Now the sunflower seeds take a little bit longer. And of course, if you have a mixture of seeds like the broccoli and friends, they're going to have several different sprouting times probably in there. And then the alfalfa sprouts. And the alfalfa sprouts will be ready to eat in about a week if you do those correctly. And if you want, I could even, if you want to try all three for $10, I'll still give you a little baggie full of each one in a separate little bag if you want to try all three. I'm good with that too. So that way you can try them before you buy them, because this was like a 1 pound bag of alfalfa seeds. And if you don't like alfalfa sprouts, you may have to start a pasture and start baling hay so you don't have all the alfalfa sitting in a bag in your kitchen.
I was just about to ask about if we could, if we wanted to sample them, if there was a way to do with one jar different seeds. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do the different seeds at one time, but you could rinse out the seeds and do them at different stages. And there's all kinds of different ones you can buy online. These were just the 3 that I chose to start out with and see how it worked.
I know the radish sprouts are real like spicy. They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
The sunflowers, is it woody tasting?
Kind of a little bit, yes. In fact, it kind of tastes like, it almost tastes like the meat, the nut meat when you're eating sunflower seeds.
Oh, that's cool. I'm ready to like order, but I want to get a couple other items as well. I'm like, please sign me up for sprouts.
And every Monday of farm camp, no matter what age we do, we start the sprouts and then have those. And I've even taken sprouts and put them on. I eat a lot of low carb tortillas, and my because I had jelly on a I would want something crunchy, and I would do peanut butter and sprouts. But you can put them on sandwiches, they can go on your salad, or you can just eat them if you want.
So I understand fully, the first round you're soaking them, and then after that you're rinsing them, basically rinsing them until you transfer them into like a wet sort of storage in your fridge.
Yeah, and different seeds, like the alfalfa said to soak for 8 hours the first time, and basically you're just softening the outside of the shell. And so like the sunflower seeds may have to soak longer because, if I can see, sunflowers say to soak them for 10 hours because the outside of an alfalfa, the outside of a sunflower seed is a lot harder. And so it's going to take longer for it to soften so that it can sprout. And then I saw a question pop up about the chickens, and you can let them have it, and you're using that really as your winter type forage for your chickens. The best thing to do would be to take it out of the container and actually feed it to your chickens. That way you've got that container to put back under, and you keep rotating so you have fresh sprouts every week. And they do make, or you can make, like a wooden box type thing with either chicken wire or hardware cloth over the top that you can start your sprouts in. And then once they grow up through the wire, you can put that box in the chicken coop, and the chickens can peck and eat the grass without scratching up the roots, and so it'll still regrow, and they get what's sprouted up. But I'll be doing workshops in our farm kitchen and on the farm, and that could be one. If I have enough interest, we could do a seed sprouting workshop for livestock, and I can show you how to set up the containers or give you the instruction list, or the grocery list is what I'm gonna say, the list of ingredients. You can go gather all that up and bring it, and then together we could put it together out here on the farm. Oh, wow. I love my watermelon, and I might have to try watermelon sprouts. I don't know. But you know that they could grow out your ears. That's what I've always been told. Swallow a watermelon seed or it'll grow out your ears. And strawberry might work too. I've not tried those. And this little list that I have that I can send is in alphabetical order. And watermelon is not.
Did we lose her? Oh, we lost you for a second.
Yeah, you can sprout rice, pinto beans, kidney beans. Clover's a good one. Even almonds. Almonds are on the list, but the last one on the list is wheat. So it doesn't say watermelon, but you know now I'm going to have to try that.
How do you do the soaking and the thing that you got, the green device that you have?
Okay, the main thing probably would be, and actually I don't necessarily soak it as long as the instructions say, but you could start out with the bottom part that catches everything, put your seeds in there in the water and let them sit, and then when you're ready to drain, instead of trying to get something else dirty, you could pour into this. And what it has are these little stopper things, and there's a drain hole in this and little ridges. So the ridges catch a little bit of moisture, but not much, and it catches the seed, and you put the stopper over that hole, and it's got the little slits, so the water can drain through and keep the seed in the container. So after you've let it soak, then you need to quickly pour it in so you're not already running the water out on the countertop. But by the time you get it back under there, it should catch what water that you have draining. And you can just, with this, you just pour the water in and go off and leave it, and it should drain all by itself, and you don't have to worry about it. The only thing you do need to remember is to dump the water out of the bottom, because if it stays too long, it will kind of get stinky. But then also, if you forget to dump it, you're going to run this over and then have a mess to clean up. And don't ask me how I know. And with these different ones, if you wanted, you could put a different seed in each tray. There's 3 different trays. You could sprout 3 different things if you wanted to do 3 different things and mix them later on a salad and have mixed sprouts on your salad. You could do it that way too. And I think I think I was looking at the box across the way, but they have the seed sprouting kits on Amazon. You can Google and see if you want to do the whole thing. People keep freezing up on me, so I don't know whether to talk or if I'm going to be, or you can hear me or not.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, okay, cool. But anyway, that is kind of what we're doing, and if you can order these online, and it may be more than you want at one time, So if you wanted to get with somebody else and split a package or whatever, that's fine too, but they kind of go a long way because you can see I still have room left over in this one. And just a regular pair of craft kitchen scissors are enough to cut this. You don't need any special scissors or anything else. And another thing that might be handy, you don't have to do it, but these metal rings, after you use them over and over again, sometimes can rust, just like when you're coat if you like, but you don't have to, because these are relatively expensive, and so I just figure if they go to rust, I'll throw it away and grab another one. So just don't forget to email me if you would like copies of the instructions, and if you're doing this with your kids, it'd be a good idea too to have them journal and draw a picture of the jar and the seeds and the water level and let them label it. And then they can keep track every day when they look, and then they can see and then draw little sprouts, and then they can say, oh, 3 days I've got sprouts, and they can draw and label their sprouts. Oh yeah, you want to try all 3. Good job. And the fenugreek is a little spicy, kind of like the radishes too. I don't know if you've had fenugreek before, but it has its unique flavor as well.
I haven't, but I love the radishes.
Yeah. Do you eat real radishes? I mean, the actual radish? Yeah, me too. And then I've got enough, I'm gonna try to make sure everybody gets the half-gallon size jar with the wide mouth. And if I run out, we may have to do the bigger jar with a smaller mouth, but I'm gonna try to make sure that we get wide mouth jars on all of it, so it's just easier to get in and out when you have your sprouts growing. But Dollar Tree is good for the little tongs to reach in there, and they have the little silicone ends, and they're really good for grabbing stuff. Has anybody ever grown sprouts or like to eat sprouts? Besides Sandra likes to eat sprouts. Barbara, did you teach her how to eat sprouts, or did she learn that on her own?
I think she learned it on her own.
Okay. Well, she could have learned a lot worse things, so you're doing good.
Well, I like sprouts on my salads real well.
Yeah, me too. Well, don't be afraid to try it on peanut butter. It's good there too.
Do you put it just directly on the peanut butter like a sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I had my little tortilla, and I even had one student ask me for my recipe for the peanut butter and jelly on the tortilla. He says, Miss Cook, you make peanut butter and jelly burritos. I need your recipe. But I just smear the peanut butter on the tortilla, sprinkle the sprouts, and roll it up.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it just gives you some crunch, and you don't really taste so much of it. The peanut butter kind of takes away the flavor, but it might be good to try the peanut sprouts with the peanut butter. That might be okay.
What are some other items that you're going to have available for curbside? I know you mentioned the silent auction. You said you're doing we already have the little brown jug up.
Yeah, we're gonna do the little brown jug, and then I also am gonna do an aloe vera for the auction too. I brought, I guess I should have told you that, so you could have had it already, but I'll do an aloe vera plant too, or you can do that for a door prize or something maybe.
We'll add it to the auction.
Yeah, if you want to add it to the auction. But I was in the right place, and something was in the wrong place at the right time, and I purchased a greenhouse off of Facebook Marketplace, and the lady was retiring, and it came with the greenhouse with succulents and sedum. So I had to quickly Google and look up succulents and sedum and figure out how to keep them alive, because I always grew potatoes and green beans and tomatoes. And so anyway, I do have that, and I'm going to be at the Arcadia Farmers Market on Saturdays when we open up there. And then I had signed up to do the garden, I think it's Garden Fest down at the Myriad, and it got rescheduled, and it's going to be May 30th downtown. And so I'll have a booth down there, but you're more than welcome to come out and spend some time out on the farm, and you can even bring the kids or grandkids because they can pet the goats and chase some ducks, and then we can look in the greenhouse. And then in our farm store, we have beef available, and then I'll have pork and poultry in October. So I just recently this morning added some things to my website, but I'm a cowgirl, not a computer whiz, so it may look a little jumbled up, but I'm working on it. So I think I have that right on there, and by any means, if somebody sees something that doesn't make sense, let me know. Oh, and to pay for the kits, you can do PayPal, and I think Sandra has the link to my PayPal account. If you want to pay for it there, you can do it that way. Would probably be the easiest way. If you don't do PayPal, you can leave a check or mail me a check. I'm good with that too. I also have a Square reader, but we're not there in person to swipe the Square, so a check or PayPal is probably the easiest ways to do that.
Is there still room in the farm camp that's about to start?
Yes, I have several signed up already, and we're going to take all the COVID precautions. Now that we've built our farm kitchen, I actually have a real indoor plumbing that's out of my house that we can use. Last year we had a porta potty, so station and all that kind of stuff. And so we do have times available for farm camp. And the 4 and 5-year-olds are the first week, and it is from 9 to noon. And then actually 6 can come to that week too, especially if they're a young 6. And then from 6 to 12, we're going to go the next full weeks of June and into the first week of July. That goes into the first part of July. And those dates are from 8 until 1. And if both parents work, I have heard that that can be a tax deductible thing for you. Check with your tax person, because it's a day camp. If it's an overnight camp, no. But day camps, it's like kind of like you were going to daycare. And so day camps can have a tax benefit if you need that. And then our last week of camp is kind of going to be geared more to the older kids, so we're going to do some cooking. And I had planned, I don't know what we're cooking yet, but it depends on what's ripe in the garden. So you kind of have to cook seasonally. But I had planned to have different dishes and containers and placemats, and let the students divide up into groups. And then they can actually do from the farm, what did I say, from the plot to the post. The plot, plate, and post, so they can get something out of the garden plot, cook it, put it on a plate, and then display it really pretty, and we're going to take pictures and post online, so they can learn how to market their items on the internet, because right now social media is a big thing, and if we can show them how to use it appropriately and not be on there with their duck lips and that kind of stuff, we might be all right. And you teach a kid to garden, they're going to be broke for life and not get into anything else.
There's a question. It says, do you have a list of items for sale and the prices so we can order?
There's a list of things on our website, but I don't have every single thing listed on there, like all the different little containers that I have made up and the different plants. That's a work in progress, and I plan to start adding some of those things as well. And right now I don't do any shipping, mainly because the majority of the stuff on our website has been beef. But I don't know, I mean, how to get somebody a stake in Florida, but that also defeats the purpose of it being local if you're shipping it somewhere too. And I like to try to do local, but my farm camp's on there as well. The farm camp is $150 for the week.
I put the contact information in again on how to reach you.
Yeah, and the email address too. So
Yep.
if you want to email me and let me know that you need, you want me to eat, because what I'll do, instead of printing all these out, I'll email them to you, and that way you can have them saved on your computer, and you print them and waste paper unless you need it to print them, and that way you can just go online and read up and have them from now on.
Well, does anybody have any last questions for Vicki? This has been phenomenal.
Thank you. It's been fun.
I've really enjoyed all the sessions. I can't tell you everything I've learned over the last couple of days. It's shocking.
I wish I could have joined in on more of them. And I did get in contact with, I forgot what her first name is, but the book lady. She's going to pick out some books, and we're going to work that out to do some books.
Oh, that's so great. It's cool all the connections being made.
Yes. New friends. I love making new friends.
If you want to send me a picture of your kit that you have for the sprouts, I'll share it on the guild website or the Facebook page. And if you can take a picture of the aloe plant, I'll put that on the.
Yeah, I can do that here in just
Sweet.
a little bit. Sure thing.
That's awesome. Well, please, everybody, visit her site and participate in the curbside event and support local. It's just really important, especially during this time. And we got in the comments, as well as the other vendors website, the information to all the vendors that are participating, and the silent auction link for the whole album under the silent auction. You do have to hit on the silent auction. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to change the setting, but you do have to hit all comments. Some people are bidding and they can't see all the comments and they're already outbidded. So so make sure you change on the silent auction when you're bidding to all comments, and you'll see what the current bid is at. So, or the highest bid is at.
That's the same as you do on Marketplace when you're asking questions about something and two posts up, somebody asks the exact same question. So, yeah.
Yeah, it defaults to most relevant, and it doesn't realize what really is relevant. We appreciate you. This has been great. We'll also share the video on the page. I'm getting caught up. I'm almost got all of Saturday's videos done. I posted the first couple up from YouTube on the Guild page, but you can search on YouTube for the Choctaw Library Guild and find us there as well. The videos will be there, but it's also going to be posted on the Guild page, so Facebook page.
Thank you for doing all this. This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been a hoot. I've really enjoyed it. Well, next up is Monica, and she is doing an awesome class featuring our theme of the year. It's the theme is the year of the raspberries, and she's going to be doing a discussion about raspberries. Trying to remember how she exactly titled it. It's raspberries in your garden, your teacup, and your cheesecake. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and she's there going to be doing this from Vicki's place. So this is going to be a great time. They've been a great support for each other. So I'm really excited.
I got a sneak peek of the raspberry cheesecake, and it looks wonderful. So I'm going to scoot and get out of the way and let her get set up.
Perfect. We'll get started at 7. So anybody that wants to hang around, you can hang around. And this is the same link to join that meeting. So feel free to hang around or come back at 7. I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.